Hey everybody. What I'm trying to do here is get this at a place to where you can see what I've got going on the table as well as me so I could explain this to you. And I've got my ingredients laid out here to make my holy water. A lot of people will tell you that you have to be an ordained minister or you have to go and buy your holy water or get it from a church or whatever, but that's just really not the case. All you need is a little bit of faith, a God system that you call to, salt, white sage, strained purified water, and by purified I mean in those terms like bottled purified water or water that's been ran through charcoal or other means of cleansing and purifying it, or collecting standard rainwater, which is also good. And then you've got your Hadron the Conqueror oil, which is my empowerment oil that I use, just like my white sage preference, and my regular table salt. Now, sea salt is preferred, but they have the same ingredients for the most part. I believe that you're just as well using table salt. It's always worked for me. It purifies and cleanses just like white sage does. And so there are many things that you can use to purify your water and don't necessarily need salt at all. Rosemary can work as far as your herb goes. Patchouli oil could work, or some peppery blend, or even a mint oil. You know, there are many different things you can do. I prefer an empowerment oil, especially for today, because I'm getting ready for the super blue moon tomorrow, August the 30th. And I'm wanting to make my holy water now, and so I thought I would show you how I do it, or one of the ways that I do it rather, because there are many ways to do it, and this is what I'm using right now. White sage is one heck of a good cleanser, and it doesn't have to be smudged through the air on fire to get it to work. And you could use rosemary, cardamom, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, whatever for your herb. And then you can use sea salt or regular table salt if you don't happen to have the sea salt. Rock salt, all of that really does work, especially if you're going to use several different ingredients in it to make it happen, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to pray to my deities to join me within this room so that we may fulfill this task of blessing this water, that it be made a tool for my use, and that I might be able to bless, purify, and cleanse things with it thereafter, and including rooms. So I'm going to remove the cap on my salt. I'm not going to uncap my oil until I'm ready to use it, and I'll show you why we don't need a dish for that, okay? Gods and goddesses of the air, earth, air, water, fire, and spirit, hear my prayer and join me here within this temple place. Guardians of the watchtower, spirits of the north, the south, the east, and west, guard these perimeters, empower and enlighten us here. Cleanse this temple place of anything dark, negative, or evil, that no evil will be able to dwell herein. Let it be made a temple now for the gods and goddesses that would come before us, be part of us, and partake of our ritual. Blessed be gods and goddesses, Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai, and Manu. Blessed be. Join me here within this ritual that we may make this task come about. to bless, cleanse, consecrate this water, that it be made a tool for my use, to be able to undertake my deeds thereafter in the most pure and cleansed ways. Blessed be. So mote it be. So be it. Okay. Now I feel very good. I feel very at ease. I feel happy. Okay, I know that my gods and goddesses are with me. And so that's a really good feeling. But on to what we're doing here, okay? So we have our cleansed, purified water starting at base. And we have it sitting here. And what we want to do is take about, for that much water, say 3 pinches of salt. That's all it really takes. But I'll show you what I like to do. I like to attribute 1 pinch of salt to each and every one of the deities that I call on, the gods and goddesses. And so I call on them here in the name of Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, and Osiris, the Green Man, and Lady, Adonai, and Manu. Blessed be. Lords and ladies, those that have I called unto myself, please bless, cleanse, consecrate, and purify this water, that it be made a tool for my use, that nothing dark, negative, or evil will come about or be a part of that in which this water touches. Let all things that is negative or evil be cleansed away with the touching of this water, come what may. Blessed be. So mote it be. So be it. And I invoke my most beloved symbols into the water. I have 2 of them, and I use the cross, and I use the pentagram on top of it. And I stir it 3 times in the clockwise motion. Blessed be that this water is made pure and holy, and that nothing dark, negative, or evil will be a part of it. Blessed be. So mote it be. So be it. In your most holy names, Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, and Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai, and Manu, blessed be. Blessed be this water in the names of those most high. So mote it be. So be it. Blessed be. And upon the finishing of this prayer, I invoked my symbols once more into the water in whatever method or way that I wanted to. Whichever one I wanted to invoke first, it doesn't matter. This water I feel is very pure and very holy. But I like to take it a step further. And I have a lot of faith in my herbs. And I like to leave my water to stand overnight with either rosemary or sage or any other cleansing herb of my choice in it overnight. The water doesn't have to be hot or anything like that. You may not wish to cook your herbs, but it does need to steep. And trust me, those oils from the white sage or rosemary or whatever herb is going to get in there. Now at this point, the one thing I have not done, or one of 2 things I have not done, is added my oil. I haven't anointed it under these deities. And so with that in mind, I take my oil and I dip my finger into it. and none actually dripped here. I guess it did, but not into the water, which is quite fine because it wasn't supposed to. I hold my anointed finger high. Unto you, lords and ladies, I call unto thee that which you would come unto me and be a part of me. Bless me with your presence within my being. Set within me Diana, Cernunnos, Isis, Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai, and Manu. Set within me, blessed be. So mote it be, so be it. Take light from the world and from that which is above, and direct it through my desire into manifestation. Englobe me with your white light and empower me within your presence. Blessed be. Grant me that power which I need to bless this water and make it pure, to anoint it unto you. Gods and goddesses alike, join within me. Bless this water and make it holy. So much. Now I englobe myself with all that's flooding down upon me, all the pure white light that I can gather. And right now, because of the super blue moon that's coming tomorrow, and right now it's at 96%, I'm flooding a globe around me with pure white light. And I'm getting it to an immense and powerful place around me. And now in one quick motion I draw it into me from that which clothes me. And I send it down this finger and into that water, and I empower that water with the pure white light that I've drawn from above. I'm seeing a tornadic energy that's swirling down from above and just down and into my head and then through my body and into my right arm and down my finger. And then the water that is beneath my finger, it begins to glow immensely. And then I see it explode and then draw back in those particles of the white light. Blessed be. And I feel that this water is done. I feel very empowered by that which I've done here. I also feel like I've had a good night's sleep for some reason. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, we have our holy water. And you know what? Because the night will be so powerful with its moon tonight, and I need it tomorrow, so I can't do it tomorrow night. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this water and I'm going to set it out on a fence post back there, or a cinder block, or on a stump, or whatever I might find, or directly on the ground, and let it take in all that it can within the elements, you know, and that energy from the moon. And I won't let it set, you know, up to the time that the sun shines tomorrow. I won't do that, because then you have all that heat zapping out. You know, it wouldn't be critical if you did, actually. I mean, you would take a little energy of the sun as well with it. You know, but I feel like when it's still at a cool time, and perhaps before the sun really begins to show good, or over the trees in the east of my property. Pick this up and bring it inside, and then use it later on in the evening tomorrow to bathe my candles before I begin engraving them. Or, I guess, after, but really I believe that you would engrave your candles. You would engrave your candles after you would do the bathing of them. Because when you're engraving your candles, then you're putting a certain amount of your energy into it. As a matter of fact, I use a quill to engrave my candles. And I use a cursive writing, my name, my birth date, or my intention on the candle. I'll engrave it with that quill, and I won't want to cleanse that good energy out of it. So generally, I would purify the candle, and then I would engrave it, and then I would anoint it, with my intentions and to the gods and goddesses that would be there for me. Now, before we can call it even, we need to break down that little bit of I won't call it a circle, because we more or less just englobed an area around ourselves for the gods and goddesses. And so now we would pray to the gods and goddesses, and we would say thank you. Thank you, lords and ladies, for being here for us, for being with me on this task, blessing and purifying this water. I thank you, God and goddesses, gods and goddesses, Diana, Cronunnos, Isis, and Osiris, Green Man, Green Lady, Adonai, and Manu. I thank you for being here with me, and I bid you my thanks, my love. I grant that over to you for that which you give unto me, unto us. Go if you must, stay if you will, or stay if you will, go if you must. I release you now, and I thank you once again for your presence. Guardians of the watchtower, spirits of the north, the south, the east, and west, thank you for erecting these towers in protection of us within this ritual, and not allowing anything dark, negative, or evil to come in. Bless you for that which you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for your presence. Stay if you will, and go if you must. Guardians, gods of the air, spirits of the north, the south, the east, and west, those that have participated within this ritual, stay if you will, go if you must. I release this circle, I release this space, in the name of the Almighty, blessed be. So mote it be, and so be it. And my temple place has been brought down, and I can set my water over to the side, and I can just let that steep overnight and not do another thing with it. Nothing's going to mess with it, I guarantee you that. Especially with a pinch of water to each and every one of 8 deities. And the power of the guardians as well as the deities themselves. The white sage, the High John the Conqueror root, that is some good holy water right there. And I feel really good about it. I feel really good about making this video for you. I don't know if I had done in the past a video based on making holy water for you, but if I didn't, well, I've got it covered now. And if I did, it was so long ago, then maybe my methods have evolved or changed in some ways, forms, or fashion, you know, or maybe it's just a different way to do it compared to what I have in the past on video. Because like I said, I have many different ways of doing it. This is really pretty base. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's good that you use an oil for anointing the water whenever everything else has been done. It's good for you to use an herb inside the water to help empower it and to help cleanse in a different way from what the salt is doing. You're mixing it up a little bit, adding a little variety in there, and empowering it past what just one element can do, right? And the strained water, it speaks for itself, or rainwater, better yet. I mean, I love capturing clean, pure rainwater during a rainstorm where the thunder and lightning is going and clashing all around us, because it adds so much electricity. So many elements are going into that all at one time. And generally, you know, I mean, there's no real wrong way of doing it. Just have faith in yourself. Feel good about it. Make sure you call on your deities. Call on the guardians to prepare the place for your deities to get here. You know, and then make sure you release them after you thank them heavily. You know, because they're taking time out of their busy schedules to come and bestow upon you their presence. And let them sit down within you while you're doing your ritual. That's what we do within ritual anyway. That's what your high priest or high priestess do if you're in a covenant and doing a covenant ritual. That's what your high priest and priestess are doing, or what two people within the ritual are doing, is they're calling a god or goddess into themselves and letting them sit within them and act through them and bless them within their presence, and bestow on them all the power and might of a deity rather than of us humans, which rely on them. Okay, so it's all good, you know, but there is how you can make a holy water, and anybody could do it. I don't care who tells you otherwise, but the two main ingredients is will and wish and faith in yourself. And let's make that 3, the God system, and in no particular order, right? They're all equally as important as each other, and so bear that in mind. All the other ingredients are interchangeable with other ingredients. Water is preferred. Soda just might not do it quite well, and coffee, as much as that's my favorite drink in the whole wide world, I just don't think I would do it with that, because I add all of these chemicals that you never should into it, like coffee creamer and so forth. Go back to using milk, right? Or I guess that is actually natural, right? Almond milk, that's a good one. I actually prefer almond milk. I need to start doing that. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and you got out of it everything that you possibly could. I thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you have, and if you're seeing this right now, you obviously have. Stay if you will. Go if you must. My channel will always welcome you. And as long as I've got a video on it, be it old videos or new, I'm trying to get a feel for what I intend to do in the future, and I don't really know yet. So stay with me, be part of me, and maybe we can get back in there and build this up together, because it's not all about me, is it? It's about all of us, and it's about the deities, regardless of what path you're on. And I would be glad to have you and be part of you. Thank you for joining me here, and bright blessings, merry part. Bye-bye.